All right, some people call these W influence words, but I think we have to be very careful with using that definition. I call them what influenced words, and I'm going to show you why. This is really now about understanding not just the sounds in the word, but the position of the sounds. And you're going to see with the words I show you that these are words that children learn very early in their schooling. So we need to be teaching them these skills from the very beginning. So if you look at the word wash, it's w-o-sh. We've got a w followed by an o, but it's written as the letter A. Same in want and was and what. You can hear w plus o, but they're all represented as the letter A. This is a convention of spelling. When we hear the w sound followed by o, the most common and best spelling choice for most of our common words that children are learning is the letter A. So you can hear that in quantity as well, but it's just the letter A on its own. Because if we hear w or, you can hear that now we have a different sound, and all of these have got the A-R spelling pattern for the or sound. So that w is having an influence on what spelling choice we make for the following sound, for the following phoneme. Here we have worse. We have w-er, okay? So up here we have word as well. When we hear the w followed by for our very common words, we see that this is a very, very conventional form of spelling. So this is a really great rule to teach children, because you can see that these words that they've got here, they're going to learn them very early in their schooling. Now, we have a couple of tricky ones over here. Now we have worry, for example. So if we sound this out, we have a little bit of a problem because it doesn't necessarily follow this pattern over here. But the clue here is that there's the R sound afterwards. So that's going to tell us that we've got an R involved. So this O is going to be by itself, and now we're just going to choose the letter O. So when we tell children this rule here, we should be very clear that this is a very common spelling choice. And then we can deal with this one separately and say, well, how are we going to remember that worry doesn't fit that particular pattern? Well, we've got the there. It's going to give us a clue that it doesn't belong to any of these, because none of these have the sound following them. So that's going to give us a bit of a clue as well. And then we can learn how to spell warrior and worry or warrior, as in someone who worries, together. And the way we're going to remember that is a warrior is related to war. Okay, so they go to war. And the other worry is going to be the OR. This is what I'll talk about later, which is the homophone convention, that if two words sound the same, where possible, they will always be spelled differently, and that will be related to their etymology. So I would not look at these two words as exceptions to these. I would look at these two as a special pair of words that we need to deal with separately, and we need to understand their spelling. An exception would be the word water, because we can see that it should be in this spelling pattern, but it doesn't have that R in there. One explanation would be that obviously water would be a very, very old word because we've used it for a very long time. It's an essential word for our living. We need water. So that spelling might have stuck, but we changed the way we said it. So the influence words, very easy, conventional way to understand these spelling patterns, but then treat these words separately and talk about their meaning and their etymology.